We are completing quarter 3 spiral review today. I'm going to give the answers first. And if you got your answer right, scroll to the next section where I give you the answer to the second one. If you got your answer wrong, you are expected to watch the explanation. So number 1, we are just discussing greater than and less than. And so the answer that you should type or choose is that one. In this instance, we have a positive. It's obviously bigger than a negative. The second question is a loss of 7 pounds. Loss means subtraction or negative. So the answer to number 2 is -7. Number 3 probably needs a little bit more explanation. But the problem is 6 minus 9 parentheses times 10 divided by -3. The answer is going to be 10. So I said it out loud. Hopefully you've heard it. But to solve this, you need to do your PEMDAS, your order of operations. Left to right, I'm starting with the parentheses first. This is 6 minus 9. I know that I need to think. And this is adding and subtracting, so they have different, which means that I need to subtract a keep sign of the biggest absolute value. We have covered this at this point. So 9 minus 6 is 3, but it is -3 because the -9 is bigger than the +6 in terms of absolute value, which is the distance from 0. I'm bringing down the times 10 divided by -3. So now I'm dealing with multiplying and dividing. So I can just work from left to right. -3 times 10 is -30. I remember that it's negative because it's a negative times a positive gives me a negative. With our think poster in the room, I'm going to bring down my divided by -3. So I think I have 30 divided by 3, or 30 divided by -3 is 10. And then I think about my tic-tac-toe, which is on the poster. I have my pluses, I have my minuses. So in terms of my think, my answer will be negative, or positive. So the answer is +10. You will type this. Okay, now we're going to get into the problem solving, which is what the test will... No, we're not doing problem solving. Sorry. Now we are going to find the order. These are least to greatest. So we've got 3/4. We've got -7/10. We've got -3/4. And we've got 8/10. So the first thing that I'm going to do before I even start worrying about the fact that they're fractions is I'm going to put the negatives first. So -7/10 and -3/4, because those are definitely smaller than positive numbers. And I am going to change colors to do the math as best I can. -7/10 means... corresponds -0.7. That is -7/10 is the same as -7/10. -3/4 means, let's choose a color. Hopefully that's the same color. So 3/4 will be 3 divided by 4. So 4 goes into 3 0 times, bring back decimal, but 4 goes into 37 times. 7 times 4 is 28. Subtract 30 minus 28 is 2. Have to give it an extra 0. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. I'm left with 0. So 3/4 can be written as 0.75. And it would be negative because it started out negative. Okay, let's try the next one that we need to do. We will do that and highlight it in gray. Okay, so we'll solve this problem in black. Oh, well, we already did 3/4. So that means that 3/4 positives will be 0.75 as well. Let's do the last one. I'll choose a different shade of blue. Hopefully we can see it. And we'll solve this one in blue. That is 8/10. So when I say 8/10, I should recognize that that is 8/10, just like this. So I'm going to write these numbers underneath them, because this is where I tend to get a little confused. 8/10, 0.75. 3/4 is in purple, so negative 0.75. And 7/10 is in green, so negative 0.70. So if I look at my number line, these are all between 1.00, negative 1.0, and 1.0. So let's plot them. 7/10. If I were to plot that one, I'm going to do it in black, negative 0.7, negative 0.75, 0.75, and 0.8. So we almost had them in order as the way that it was given. So the answer that we have to type in, remember, has to correspond with the fractions that we started in. So it will be, this one is first, negative 0.75, negative 75 hundredths. The next one will be negative 70 hundredths. The next one will be 75 hundredths. And the last one will be, oh, dang it, Miss Began. What did I do? I'm supposed to be writing them as fractions, so I have to write it the other way. Negative 3/4. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with it. Negative 7/10, then 3/4, then 8/10. Now I have it right. Thank goodness. So the last problem that we have is number 5. We're going to do this 5th problem in purple just because I can. And the 5th problem is negative 4p plus 19 equals 11. We are definitely 7th graders, and we are going to have to think every time we add and subtract. So in order to eliminate the plus 17, I'm going to subtract 19 from both sides. So this side's easy. I'm still left with negative 4p. But this side, they are different signs. It's a positive 11 and a negative 19. So I have to subtract 19 minus 11, which is 8. And then I have to think. And the negative 19 is bigger, so the answer will be negative 8. To eliminate the negative 4 times p, I'm going to divide by negative 4 from both sides. This side is left with just the p. This side is, again, I have to think. It's multiply and subtract, or multiply and divide. So I'm going to make my tic-tac-toe. Negative 8 divided by negative 4. Well, I know 8 divided by 4 is 2. So now I have to do the think portion. And I have 2 negatives. So negative, negative. My answer then has to be positive. So my final answer will be typed in just like this. I do not need to type the plus, because it is a given that it is a positive.